Okay, guys, I'm back again talking about creating the picture in the reader's mind. Um, Now, I want to share some poems written by first graders. Now, look at how in this one, Violin Nervous, the author Hannah, she thought about a time when she was nervous, and that helped her put those details in. My violin teacher says, "You're up." No, not me. I wish I was sick. I'm hot pink in the face, but I do it. So she has describing words, hot pink. Wish is an action word. She has talking in her poem. You can put that in your poem, talking. Here's one called A Windy Day by Leslie. The wind is blowing. There's an action word, fast, faster. Pushing my jacket back and forth, knocking my hair, there's another action word, onto the smooth skin of my face, pushing my body to the left, then the right, then silence, absolute silence. The invisible creature has gone away. So there's a comparison. That's a little tricky, like that's more a metaphor, comparing the wind to an invisible creature. Okay? Here's one about hummingbirds. And it compares the wings to a train. And it says fragile, tiny bodies. Those are describing words. The juicy nectar, sucking the juicy nectar. Sucking is a strong action word. Sparkling is a strong action word. So I'm going to let you read some of these on your own. Here's a time when Faith ate peas, and she's describing what her mother said. I almost fainted. That's a strong action word. And she's zooming in on the moment. Mom brings me my plate. Mom brings my plate in, and about 10 spoonfuls of peas. I look at the disgusting. There's a describing word. Green, dry, ugly. Look at all those describing words. Monsters. So there's a comparison describing the peas as monsters, comparing them to monsters. Jumping into my mouth. Disgusting, white insides of a pea. Okay, and she has her mom talking there. Here's one about glasses by Katie. And it's describing the time that she went for glasses, and she was sad because she actually couldn't get glasses. Okay? But she zoomed in and thought about a time when she went to the eye doctor. Here's one about summertime. Instead of just saying, I like summer, I love summer, it's so much fun, look, splash, splash, go water guns. There's the sound words. Don't get me wet, says Mom. So even talking helps create a picture in the reader's mind, because you can hear the mom saying that in your mind. We go to the pool. Grandpa comes too. We get my bathing suit on. Grandpa throws me in. I go, splash. There's talking and a sound word. Don't get me wet, Mom says. Mom puts on suntan lotion. I jump in again. Don't get me wet, Mom says. And we go home. Can't you picture the mom saying that to Alan, the author, in an angry way, saying, don't get me wet? So even talking helps create a picture in the reader's mind. I want to look at this poem called Dear Apples. And this is by a famous poet. And it says, high on the ladder I try to pick you. You are plump in the tree. Your leaves tickle my face. When I have that first bite, your tart and sweet juice journeys into my belly and tingles there. You make me heavenly happy. My cheeks shine as red as you. So I heard a lot of describing words. Plump. I heard tart, sweet juice. I heard action words. Tingles. Tickles, pick. I even heard a comparison. My cheeks shine as red as you. So there's a simile. Okay, there's another little tool that's on your list of tools that I gave you that I don't know how much it creates a picture in the reader's mind, but it's pleasing to the ear. It sounds good to the ear. Just like rhyming words sound good to the ear, words that start with the same sound, rhyming words sound the same at the end, but words that start with the same sound are also pleasing to the ear. Heavenly, happy. You see how they start with the same sound? And it sounds good inside the ear. when you hear it. So authors try to put that into their poems. And that little trick is called alliteration. I'm going to add that to our list down here. Alliteration. That's when words start with the same sound, okay? That's when words start with the same sound, alliteration. That's something else you can use in your writing. And then here's the one about spring, and it's called Spring Is by Bobby Katz. And just the beginning line in the title, spring is, that's a metaphor. When you're saying spring is something else, one thing is something else. And it's telling you all the ways what spring is. It's when the morning sputters like bacon. Sputters like bacon. That's a simile. Your sneakers run down the stairs. Spring is like when your sneakers run down the stairs. Spring is when your scrambled eggs jump off the plate. And look how the words are designed. Okay? Now, here's personification in the toaster, which I think I posted before. A silver-scaled dragon. That's a metaphor. It's saying the toaster's like a dragon, with jaws flaming red. Sits at my elbow and toasts my bread. I hand him fat slices, and then one by one he hands them back when he sees they are done. So just the fact that the toaster's handing something like a person would do, that could be considered personification. It is comparing the toaster to a dragon, and a dragon isn't human, but you can see some human qualities in there. I think there's another one in here that I'm going to attach below too, that was another one that, here, in the laundry room, which I posted before. On cold days, I pull open the dryer's mouth to feel its warm breath while the clothes are still tumbling. Well, a dryer doesn't have a mouth and breath. That's what a person has. So that's called personification, using that in your poem. But when an author does that, I can really get that picture in my mind, okay? Here's one about ice cubes that uses onomatopoeia. Drop, plop, 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 okay? Those are sound words, onomatopoeia. Here is one, if you look at the 174th Street, attached below, it's zooming in on a moment and telling all those details, okay? There's one that I'm going to attach called Riding on the Train, which has a lot of alliteration. I see fences and fields, barns and bridges, stations and stores. So it's putting all that picture in the reader's mind, but it's also pleasing to the ear because it has that alliteration that starts with the same sounds. Raindrops crawling backwards. That's personification because raindrops don't crawl. People crawl. Here's one about lemonade. We pour its liquid sweetness from a tall glass pitcher, splashing sunshine. There's alliterations, words that start with the same sound. On frosty squares of ice. Lemon light. There's alliteration. And slightly tart. We gulp its gold, licking our lips with summer. Okay? So there's so many tools that you can use in your poems, and I'm going to attach some more below. And here's one with rhymes and alliteration. Click beetle, clack beetle. Click and clack start with the same sound. Snap, jack, black. There's rhyming. Snap, jack, and black. Those sound the same at the end. Glint, glitter, glare. All start with the same sound. Pitted in your hair. Glare and hair rhyme. So rhyming and alliteration, those are more just pleasing to the ear. Okay? They don't so much create as much of a picture. But it could. And here's one, Riding on the Train. I wanted to show you another sound technique, the sound tool. Hurrying, hustling, hurtling. Hurrying and hurtling have the same middle sound. Not the beginning or the end, but the same middle sound. Hurrying, hustling, hurtling past. The subway train approaches at last. There's rhyming, last and past. Whooshing, whizzing, whistling. Those start with the same sound. Whooshing, whistling, whistling air blows in my face and messes my hair. Rumble, rattle, screeching, stop. The train rolls in and on all hop. Snap, shut, train doors close, it jerks and lurches as off it goes. Whooshing, whizzing, whistling along, the subway sings its noisy song. Even whistling and whistling doesn't just have the WH at the beginning, but the WHI, whih. So that's pleasing to the ear too. Okay, so those are all techniques that you can use in your writing. I'm also attaching a video of this book, Quick as a Cricket, and somebody is reading it on YouTube, so I'm attaching that link. And this is a book full of similes, comparisons using like or as, okay? I will see you next time. Try to use some of those tools in your poem.